So, here's something new and exciting. We have untapped gameplay. This is against my good friend Swamp. I've been testing this deck so fucking much. I think it's garbage, trash, but we're gonna see what we can do. Swamp is loving King Piccolo. I am, of course, loving 18. Now, if anyone knows me, droids are my favourite archetype in Dragonball, just in general. I'm just going to keep talking through these first few turns. There's not much that's going to happen. Pretty standard stuff. But this is a new test of a certain build for droids for me. Red droids are just extremely undercooked. They are not amazing. They are missing quite a lot of things, which is why you'll see me using Sphere of Destruction, because I feel like this deck really needs burn damage, and so far it's the only actual way to get it normally in the deck. It's not real burn damage, well, in the same way that I would want it in the deck, but it is close enough to what it would work as. We're going to see Demon King Piccolo's crit come through there. I just let it through. I'm not wasting a 10k blocking that swing. We do lose a Fuse 13 for it, but we're okay with that. And here we have an interesting decision. We could have used the marker here to play the field, but because I drew this 17, I decide to hold off. What I decide to do is then tap 2 for the 17, which will let me take a life before it gets crit. Which I think we do grab something nice here. I can't actually remember. Untap was being extremely slow this match. I do not remember what I grab here. And Untap was taking its sweet time. Yep, there we go, it was a super combo, so we're really glad that wasn't crit at least. And then we just pass turn there, and so next turn we could play field, and we have the 2-drop 17 already in play to contest anything he plays out. But I believe he's going to swing the crit, we're just going to combo the cantrip here. King Piccolo thankfully only a 15k crit, but he's still going to get a card out of me regardless. So he plays piano. Searching for something. I can't remember what he grabs here. It might be a King Piccolo. It's very likely a King Piccolo, if I remember, yeah. So the 2-drop, which he then plays, which will then search another 10. Also take a life, which is really good, and then free play egg. This card is actually really cracked. I really like this card for the deck. We're going to play that out, and then I believe he just passes turn here to get his egg at the end of turn, which will now change what our plan is. Because initially our plan was slam field, start pressuring board, but I believe because of what this egg does, we end up not doing that. We were just talking back and forward during this, and I'm pretty sure he ends his turn and plays out the drum that will pop the 17, which is very annoying, but needs must. Yeah, so we're passing turn, play the drum, pops a 17, so now our plan has changed. Our plan now is we're going to ignore field. We now no longer have the tempo to play it out in a good manner. So what my idea is now, we're going to draw for turn. I believe we charge the field here. I can't remember. We might charge the 13. Or we end up charging, yeah, we end up charging a Piccolo. This was a mistake, I should have kept the Piccolo. We swing 15 into face, see what he takes, if he takes it or not. If he takes it, that's great for us because of our spicy new card. I believe he just takes it. Just 15k into 15. You could have crumbled the cantrip, but I believe he does just take this, and then we sphere for turn. Make sure we take that life, yep, there we go. And we're going to immediately get rid of this 25k that's on board. Thanks to our handy dandy Sphere of Destruction. Which will kill the 25k plus deal direct damage if you're at 4 life or higher. So right away we're sending him down to 3. Which is a really good threshold for DKP, because when he flips he will heal 1. So instead of going back to 5, he'll just stick at 4. Which is a lot more manageable for our deck. So right here, he swings crit first. This is fine. We accept this. In this turn, I believe I do make a mistake as well. I believe he swings with the 15k and we end up taking it when we really shouldn't have. Because he's about to slam the 4-drop Time Piccolo that becomes a 50k if there's another Demon Clan that isn't Time Piccolo in play. But yeah, we end up taking that hit and fully just accept that we now need to block 50k when we could have just blocked the 15 and had a much better chance. So we're going to awaken here, he's going to get his marker back, and now we need to block 50k. So we go 40, 50, we almost used the cantrip, but sometimes keeping the draw 1 is a lot better for late game. We'll untap here, draw into another super, so we're okay with that. And here is a tricky charge. I believe at this point I'd give up on playing fields. Yeah, because now the tempo for playing it is kind of gone. We just move on with it. Now here, we swing straight into the 15k, get it off the board. Even if it's never going to swing face again, it's going to be annoying. So now we don't have the promo 17, which is really annoying. But I have no clue if he's holding Sparking anyway, so we now just slam the 3 cost droids that will minus 10k the whole board. So now Time Piccolo is sitting at 20k instead of 30, which is going to make it a lot easier to swing into in pressure cards at hand. So we go here, we swing 20k, now we're going to use the leader effect, which will buff the droids up to 40k. Then we go 45 just to make sure and make it a lot harder for him to defend. So we're going 45k into a 20k body, which means you need a super combo plus a 10k, so you need at least 30k to get out of this, which for some hand sizes can ask for a lot, and I believe he's really debating if he wants to save it or not here. I can't remember if he does or not. I believe he does. We're set up next turn that we can either Fuse 13 or UI Goku, depending on the situation. UI Goku is a card I really didn't want to add to this deck at first, but you kind of really need it. But yeah, he's going to save it here. He's going to use his Sparking plus a Chi-Chi, which is basically a super combo plus card. And here, I think once again, kind of a few things go wrong. I kind of all in on trying to protect this 20k. Use a 5k there. I believe we end up using our super as well, if I remember correctly. He plays out SS4, which could get really annoying. But yeah, we're only low 40k here. Knowing that a 50k swing is coming, we're kind of hoping it doesn't put it into face. We're kind of hoping he goes into the redrop instead. There's the edge, which will make the King Piccolo a 50k. And I believe we're debating just where the swing's going, and it's going straight to face. And we just need to take that. Even if we could block it, we can't. That would be way too many cards out of hand. So now we get the Demon Clan play. And from here, we're slamming 6 toss UI. This board state's way too obnoxious not to. We need to start clearing it. So we tap all 6 energy immediately. Get rid of the marker for UI Doku. And UI Doku will clear the tambourine immediately, which will bring Piccolo down to a 10k body. So we're going 40k into 10k. Sadly the 18 lead can't buff UI, that would be ridiculous if it could. So we get rid of that, and then we go 40 into 10 again from leader effect. So keeping that 20k actually really worked out, because now we're getting a full board clear and still be able to swing into face. And our hand is stockpiled with 16s right now. And we've got a negate up, so next turn we're living pretty well. I believe he swings straight into the 3-drop and we just let it go. No real reason to keep it around anymore, it's done its job. And even more so, honestly, like it ain't done a shit ton of work. And he's going to tap basically completely out, and I already put it in the drop because I know Gogeta's coming. He does attempt to swing here, but I remind him there is a negate. So there's no real reason for him to be swinging here. So I just let him take it back. It's just a casual untap game anyway, it's not that big of a deal. And then I believe, I can't remember if he plays an egg or not. I believe he doesn't. But here's where I kind of sit and realise Swamp might not have a lot of combo power in hand. So this is where the game kind of flips on its head. So he passes turn, doesn't play out an egg or a demon or anything. We draw for turn, again untap was just being fucking ridiculously slow. We draw into Pro 17, I don't think we even play it this game. I think it just showed up too late. But here, our plan for dealing with Gogeta is double 16. We're at 6 energy, and that is a negative 40. We don't really have any other ways to deal with it. This hand is not well equipped. The nice thing about 16, so he uses a super to get out of that swing, and that does kind of tell me that he doesn't have a lot of combo power. So these 16 swings are going straight into his face. The nice thing about 16 is you can self-proc the when KO'd effect to minus 20k a body. So we're going to play out another 16, swing straight 20 in the face. I believe he ends up taking this one as well. Yeah, so now we proc both 16s, we draw 2 cards, so we haven't even lost anything from hand for clearing that body, which is really, really nice. So now it charges a symbol because symbol's kind of just dead in the hand at this point in the game. And I believe, I can't remember if I combo out this one. Yeah, I just 5k out. I've got another Fuse 13 in hand. I should only really need one more. this game is basically close enough to being wrapped up. So he plays out King Piccolo here, and I sit and wonder, okay, so he plays out the egg, this is a 50k swing, we're just going to take it. He's got flow energy up, and I fully think there's basically nothing he can do that can actually kill us. So he plays out Symbol, pops the egg, but decides he wants to swing with Symbol first. I just let him do it. Again, casual untap game is not that big of a deal. Nor our support state don't really change. So I just take this hit. Because I realise he's at 1 life. We can really just go for pressure and attempt to kill. Especially with the knowledge that his double power probably isn't that great. So we keep 6 energy. We don't bother charging here, I believe. His 5+1 is really all we need. We go straight into face. He's got no combo power on board, so we're not threatened by that at all. And we go straight for a 30k swing, just to see what we get out of hand. And I believe here we get 2 10ks. Yep, tambourines. So 2 tambourine. We just let that go through. And then we check his drop just to see how many supers or alt sparklings are gone. But all sparkling we're not really concerned about. At this point in the game it's just another super combo essentially. And I believe I'm just mathing this out in my head right now, but I get a very big number to deal with. Because Fuse 13 on play will become a 55k body, and we can just go straight into face with that. Annoyingly I draw Bleak Future here, but again, the math works out incredibly well in my favour here. So we just tap 5, immediately slam the big boy Fuse 13, and then we go straight for face. And we get, I can't even remember how high it goes. So we're 55 right now, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15. So 115, which is an insanely high number to try and get out of on a 6 card hand size. So we get 40, 60, 70, and that's as high as it can go. So sadly wasn't even close to getting out of it, but that was the game. This deck is really fun and I'm hoping to make it work, but my hopes are not high. Peace.